Smash Mouth, an all-star here on 1FM 91.3. Good times, greatest hits. Good morning to you and welcome to the Brightside. Carol and Lavinia, and joined in the studio by a very special guest by the name of Alexius Yeo. He is an urban farmer and the director of Carbon InQ Pte Ltd. This is a local company that teaches agriculture-based experiential learning programs at schools and corporate firms. And he also strives to, help fellow urbanites reconnect with nature and one another because, Alexius, you believe it's never too late or frivolous to strive for food quality, purity, and self-sufficiency, which is the way forward, right? So good morning, Alex. Welcome.
Good morning. Good to be here.
I just shortened your name, so sorry. Alexius Yeo.
It's such a mouthful.
No, it's not. Thank you so much for coming to share your knowledge about urban farming with us. We've all heard of this term, but what exactly does urban farming entail?
It's very simple. Just look at the characters, right? So it's urban. So you're farming in the urban city. That's all. So if you're growing food and you're eating your stuff, you're technically, I think you deserve to be called an urban farmer. Let's not think too much about it, right?
Yeah. So I guess, are we considered urban farmers
Are you
yet?
growing
Not really.
food?
I grow mold.
If you eat the
Fungus.
weeds, then
Mushrooms.
maybe. Yeah.
I
Does that count?
grow mold. It's usually in my fridge and it's never intentional. Okay, never.
Have you actually observed there's a growing interest in urban farming and foraging?
Yeah. I mean, when I first started, it was in 2014.
Wow.
I think 2014, 2015, maybe during that time.
Yeah.
And we were so small. Like, the pie was so big. We had so many things to do and there was and there was only so few of us, right?
Sure.
So, but now there are so many different people in the scene, like, and it's become more diverse, right?
That's great.
So, you get people looking at soil, specializing in soil, and then you have some specializing in turning things into compost. So, many people are part of the urban farming scene, but not everyone's exactly growing vegetables per se.
Okay.
Yep. But there's a need for all kinds of players within the scene.
But I feel like more and more people are jumping on board of it. There's an interest in food security as well.
Yeah.
I always think to myself, it's a zombie apocalypse. If I have my own garden, I'll be okay. I just close my front gate and then I just eat my own food.
Yes.
Canned food with my own fresh
You need
vegetables.
to prevent the zombies from coming in first.
You know what? I took a look at my house gates and I was like, is it high enough? Is my boundary
Security
walls high
system.
enough? Yeah.
So you recently published a book called 101 Edible Plants in Singapore.
Wow.
I can't believe that there are that many actually in Singapore. I can think of none. Can you highlight what are some of the common edible plants that we perhaps take for granted here?
I like to say go back to what our grandparents used to eat.
Sweet
right?
kangkong, sweet potato.
Yeah,
Sweet potato
kangkong,
leaf.
sweet potatoes. Start with those first.
The morning
'Cause I
glory.
think
It's going to be eaten? I don't know.
Well, kangkong is the same family as the morning
okay,
glory.
okay.
Yeah, but don't eat morning glory, by the way. Like if you
It's poisonous.
we don't know. I don't know.
What?
I didn't.
I have a neighbor who plucks the flowers every morning. She says
It's
the
edible?
grandma boils it. The flower from the
Okay.
morning glory, they boil it and they drink it.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised though, because like plants from the same family say, they share similar characteristics.
Like cooling properties.
So sweet potato and kangkong are from the morning glory family.
Interesting. I
So
didn't
you might
know
be
that.
right. Yeah,
Okay.
they might be edible.
Or maybe just drink the water, don't eat the flower.
Hey, you got 99 more to go.
You got
99 more.
101 edible plants, right? That's your book.
Yeah, we have a database of 400 over plants.
Wow.
Like local edible plants. So the book is really kind of just the start and just the tip of the iceberg.
Okay.
I'm going to go with sweet pea flower.
Sweet pea flower sounds
Yeah, using for like coloring, the
good. You mean
blue.
the blue butterfly pea?
Sorry, yeah. Sorry, blue butterfly.
sweet-
Blue, sorry, wrong
Is
one.
that
Sweet pea
native?
flower is still edible too, so I got a bit confused.
Sorry. Yes.
And is the blue butterfly pea native to
Yes.
Singapore?
It is, I think
You can find it here?
it's very common.
No. What?
Yeah, I
Blue
have a whole
butterfly pea.
bush
Have you
of
been
it in my
buying
old
it?
house.
You
No.
should get it from your neighbors.
Yeah, no, I do buy it for tea and stuff because
Yeah.
I first discovered it in Thailand.
No
so I've
need,
always
no need.
associated it with Thailand, not
No need.
Singapore.
No, oh well.
No, because it's big with Peranakan communities. We use it to color rice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like for our kueh salad and all that.
You should try it with ice kacang.
Oh, gosh.
Really?
I saw something very interesting. Like they make blue color ice and then they shave the ice. then they add lime juice on it,
And that
then
would
it
change it
changes
purple.
color.
That
so
changes
it
it to
becomes this
purple,
like
yeah.
unicorn rainbow kind
Oh,
of
pretty.
color. It's very pretty.
That's a good idea.
I know.
Wow.
You need to be creative.
We are chatting with Alexius Yeo. He's an urban farmer, director of Carbon InQ Pte Ltd. If you have any questions about edible plants here in Singapore, what are some of the things that are easy to grow? You know, any questions on how to survive planting, the whole process of gardening even, send us your questions, okay? 88550913 on WhatsApp, or you could even chime in on Facebook at facebook.com/1FM91.3.
That's right, and it could win you this amazing bundle from Kafune. This is worth $105, and it's 2 great leather products under their belt. You've got the cocoa pouch as well as the leather journal. Really beautiful stuff. High personalization as well. Jump on board for that.
Okay, back with more of Alexius in just a bit. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining
Hey,
us.
look
This
at
is
you.
bright and bubbly Alexius. Congratulations on becoming a dad, second time round. Your baby is just a month old now, your second kid?
A month and a half.
A
yes.
month and a half.
The second one, yeah.
Thank you for populating our nation.
Thank my wife. I hope you're listening. I'm sure she's listening, but thanks to
Phoebe,
her.
right?
Phoebe,
Yes, Phoebe.
And what are your
Amazing
daughters?
Phoebe. So my eldest one is Allegra. So the book is dedicated to her.
Aw.
And then the second one is Olivia.
Okay.
So Allegra means lively and joyful.
Love that.
She is very lively and joyful. And then the second one is Olivia, which is a spin-off from
Olive.
Olivia. Yeah, Olive. So it's peace and friendship.
Oh my God.
And she is
Love
very
it.
peaceful.
Yeah,
Nice
for
balance.
now.
So we will, yeah,
for
for now. We'll wait and see.
It's like the yin and the yang.
Yeah, and Olivia's going to be like, Dad, where's my book? When are you writing
I know,
your second book to
exactly.
dedicate
Now we're pressured
me?
to write the second book.
You got 400 database, what? So 300 more plants to go. Not
we
a
need 4
problem at
kids
all.
now.
One for each kid. That's
I wasn't
hilarious.
even thinking that way. I thought you could put the other 300 in the second book. This guy's like 100 plants for
I think
one
we're
kid.
stopping.
Did you bring your book, by the way?
Yes, I did.
Okay, can we maybe show our listeners what the
Sure.
book looks like?
Can
so
I-
that
can I zoom
Sure,
on?
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
gonna. You know, I've always been interested in foraging. I actually follow this lady, but she's all the way in the States, and she calls herself, because she is African American, the Black Forager. And you know, I've always wondered, like, is it really that safe? Because she ends off all her videos going,
your
happy
research.
foraging and don't die. and then we're all like, oh, okay.
I'm not sure if I want to try this.
So here's the book. Can
Here's
you
the
show
book.
it to everyone,
Is
to
it
the
here?
camera?
Yeah, it's a simple book. It's just very simple.
I like that it's nice, like textbook, like geography textbook.
I know the
Same
illustrator,
thickness.
my friend David.
Oh,
David
wow.
Wire.
And do you
Via.
think with this book we
Yeah.
can go about safely foraging? What do you think?
I don't think you would die.
Are you sure though? Are you sure?
I want to hold the
I'm
book.
quite sure.
I feel smarter now. Oh, lots of pictures, guys.
Because you need to
Yes.
be able to identify the
Yeah,
plants. If not, you're in
pictures.
trouble, man.
We like pictures.
Hey, fish mint is the big ones, right? Those
It
grow
is,
really
yes.
like prolifically, and we use them with like otak and stuff like that, isn't it?
Oh,
yeah, for the
wow.
peranakan. Are you peranakan?
No, I'm not. But there's so much knowledge in the Peranakan culture. I need
There's
to tap into a little bit more of that.
my uncle does because he's based in KL and he's a great cook, and in
Yeah.
his garden the whole front yard is filled with that.
Oh
and
my
he
go-
uses it also in his grabu, which
Guys,
is like
guys,
peranakan salad.
guys, there's something called chocolate mint, and it's here in Singapore. Are you kidding me? This is like the mint
Yes.
plant,
Does
and
it
it tastes
really
like chocolate.
taste?
It smells like after 8.
Because I
Have
came
you
across,
tried, you
I
know?
came
Oh,
across a
minty
plant
chocolates.
in Switzerland that actually does smell very much like chocolate.
Yeah.
It's red in color, so I'm very excited to know that. Where can I find this? Your back garden.
You can find it from my back garden.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
But you can also go to, I think, what do you call the Gardener's Day Out?
Okay.
And Parks has Gardener's Day
gosh.
Out every 2 months.
Hey,
Yeah.
you're telling us about foraging. Are there a lot of people doing that here in Singapore? I mean, do we have a lot of places where we can forage in the first place?
It's a gray area, right? So I would recommend people not to go out and forage. One is because you don't know who actually owns the
land,
plants
yeah.
or
That's
the land.
true. No
so there's a
trespassing.
legal element to it. The second is that you don't know whether any dog or anyone peed on it. So there's a health issue, right?
Yeah.
So I usually say, go and learn about which plants are edible, so that when they pop up in your garden or in your pots, right, you don't think that they are weeds and just throw them away. You can actually eat them. Like if they survive outside in the wild, they should do very well in your
That's a
house.
very good point because
Yeah.
cat pee is actually toxic.
Yeah.
It has a bacterial inside that's
bird
really
poop.
dangerous. Bird poop as well.
Right.
Aiyo. There I was going to forage for.
I mean,
Changed my mind.
you bring up a good point. I mean, here in Singapore, like, the fertilizers, we don't know the history of like
Yes.
what's going on in that land where the plant has come from. But also when you buy a plant, sometimes there are other plants popping up in the
Yes.
pot. And that's always confused me. I'm like, where is this coming from? Is it my
Weed!
I have a pet bird I don't know about, or but it's actually in the soil that it was planted in the first place, right?
Right.
Okay.
The seeds could be in the soil.
Yeah, because I've had a plant where there were 2 or 3 other kinds of plants popping up. So thanks for clearing that up now. I
Yeah.
know. Yeah, but do I want to eat them? I'm not sure. All right, we're coming back live on air. Join us there. We're chatting with Alexius Yeo. We'll talk more about your book, where to
Yes,
get it.
yes.
Or
Sure.
did you bring one for us, by the way? Please say yes. Okay. Chop, chop.
Pet Shop Boys with West End Girls here on the Brightside. Good morning to you. I'm having a fabulous time with our guest for today, Alexius, here to talk about urban farming and foraging. What an interesting, and it's a great area of interest. It's on the rise, I think especially after, because of COVID, people were
yes.
planting stuff at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tell us more about the book. You have a book out,
So this is
101?
It's a very simple book. It sounds very daunting, 101, but actually it's not that many.
No, it's okay.
101 edible plants. I love the illustrations on the front. So when
Yeah.
you open the book,
Thank you.
very little words, people. There are more
Very
pictures.
little words,
There's
yeah.
something called the chocolate mint. There's also something basil, a Chinese basil or a Chinese button coat something. I mean, I'm learning all these plants, about all these plants that grow here in Singapore. It's a very fascinating book. I hope you brought one for us, Alexius. But where can we get our hands? How can we get our hands on this
Yeah.
book?
Well, you can go to our website, so carboninq.com.
Spelled
CARBONINQ. Okay, inq.com. So carboninq.com, there will be a pop-up if to ask whether you're interested to make an order for the book. You can get it from us directly because this book is self-published. Or you can go Kinokuniya.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so Kinokuniya has been very kind. They have put it on their shelves.
I hope it's a bestseller on the bestseller shelf. It should
Ooh.
be, I feel.
It's moving fast though.
Yeah.
We have to reprint the next round.
Already?
Yeah, so
Okay.
so it's a great sign.
Right. So I'm loving that you have actually created an awareness about, the different kinds of edible plants here in Singapore. Do you think there is a need now more than ever for Singaporeans to be aware of these plants?
Knowledge comes with power. Wait, did I get that right? No,
yeah,
knowledge.
Power comes with knowledge.
Power comes with
Yeah.
knowledge. Yeah, so there is the 30-30 target, right? So all Singaporeans were all encouraged to kind of see whether we can produce our own food. So I think one step to getting there is to get to know what kind of plants grow easily within our our environment and our climate. So we should be learning more about food that grow naturally and easily in Singapore, and then hopefully we can eat it.
Okay, please tell me, what is something that is really easy to grow? Because I was telling Lavinia earlier that I killed my money plant. Okay,
Wow.
so for people like me without green fingers, brown fingers, I kill plants. Or rather,
no.
they do not thrive in the environment that they are in, called my balcony. What is something that's really foolproof?
I would encourage people to maybe try to Google or check out what kind of weeds are edible. Okay, so if you're more creative, right, and you're more willing to hit off the unbeaten track, then try to check out which weeds are edible, or go for a foraging workshop, right? A local foraging tour. And then I'm very, very sure that if you go back home and you take a look at some of your pots or your, some of your green spaces, you'll be able to find some of those weeds.
And weeds are just so persistent, right? That's a really
Yeah.
good point. They
Yeah.
would make it easy to grow, and they'll just grow in abundance as well.
Exactly.
I
And
don't
you
know,
don't have
but
to care for them. Actually.
Sometimes when you want something, then it doesn't happen. You don't want weeds at first, right? Then they,
Yeah.
And then when you're like, now I can eat you, so grow away, and then one
If
one
only-
measly
One
plant.
If
little
only
one comes
avocados were weeds,
If only.
I got a question here from Gurmit who says, question for the veggie man.
Ooh,
Ah,
wow.
that's your new name.
That sounds good.
Which vegetable, fruit, or edible plant can take lots of sun and require the least maintenance? So basically, which one can you not kill?
Lots of sun
Yeah.
and requires the least
Yeah.
maintenance. Try money Thai.
Money Thai.
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 Thai. Right. The Chinese name is money Thai.
Okay.
If not, the the Malays call it sayur manis. Have you
Sayur
heard about
manis.
it?
Well, if I
No.
see it, maybe I can.
If you go
recognize
to
it,
the wet
yeah.
market or if you go to Malaysia, you will still find it. It used to be the vegetable in all the ban mian in Singapore.
Okay.
And then after that, somehow it got replaced with this
Like
xiao bai cai and tai sim and stuff like that. Yeah, so go back to what our grandparents used to eat. So money Thai is something that grows really easily, and it's a cut and come again kind of plant. So you've got good sun, right? So money Thai will love it. Money Thai is one. If not, then if not, ladies' fingers.
Really? Okay.
Ladies' fingers love sun.
Is that easy to grow as well?
It goes really fast, okay, but there is a lifespan to it. So some people think that plants, like all plants should live forever, and then they get very frustrated when they die.
So you're saying with ladies' fingers, don't take it personally.
Don't take it personally. It's not your fault, So
It is, after all, a lady's finger. I mean, come on. Have some respect.
Put a ring on it. Put a ring on it before it dies.
Having such a wonderful chat here with Alexius Yeo, he's the director of Carbon InQ, and you're also the founder of Project 33, which is a family-initiated farming movement that aims to unite neighborhoods. I love that.
Yeah.
Tell us more about this. We are live on Facebook as well, facebook.com/1FM91.3. Back with more of Alexius in just a bit. After this song again.
Okay. Just heads up, thank you for your comments and your questions. It might just win you that $105 bundle from Kafune.
So tell us about Project 33. What's going on there? I mean, it's not just about farming, it's cooking, educational activities. And is this only for your neighborhood? What hood is this?
Well, this project started quite some time back. So it's not as lively as it used to be.
Okay.
And definitely after COVID and, after having
People
kids
are buying
and
their own stuff.
There are a lot more interesting projects out there now in the space. I think Project 33 has kind of taken a little bit of a back seat. But in the heydays, it was very simple. People just come. We invite people to come. And then the first part is to learn something about how to grow your own food. And then the second is we all eat together. And then the third is go back home, try to grow something, and give 33% of it to someone that you don't know.
Wow.
And that formula worked really well. Like it got picked up really fast, and people were coming. And then it came to a point where our house couldn't take anymore. So we had to have a registration list and stuff like that. So it was really exciting during the heydays.
Okay.
Wow.
I hope someone picks it up again. This model of learning and sharing and then inviting.
I just want everyone to know that I've already signed up for one copy of your book at your website. Very easy.
Thank you.
So Lavinia Tan, that's me.
So efficient.
Yes, she is, actually.
No, I'm very interested in this kind of thing because I do want my kids to also appreciate that.
Yes.
It's just really amazing that we have it right here in our fingertip, and we take a lot of this for granted.
Hannah is asking on Facebook, is it okay to give fertilizers to our plants? Will it burn them? Our edible plants.
Oh, interesting.
If you give too much, then yes, of course.
But
Maybe
you can.
burn.
But it's okay to
Burn,
give
yeah.
fertilizer.
All plants need fertility, right? So as the plants are growing, they take up the fertility of the soil. So you have to always replenish it. So always, we like to say, give a little bit more frequently rather than give a lot all at one time.
Okay.
So yes.
Maybe that's what I've been doing wrong. Giving a lot.
Like I need to travel, eat for 1 month.
Oh, cannot, huh?
Plants like, I'm burning. I'm burning. That is so interesting. I'm learning so much from this great conversation. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. This book is beautiful.
People are saying,
you.
sayur manis. Yes, we know that
Sayur
one. It's
manis,
very
yes.
good. Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah,
It's
hey,
really
this one I
nice.
recognize. A neighbor gave this to me. This one here.
Which one?
To make into you fry with an omelette. This one here, this plant. Edible. Yeah, this one. Like you peel off the leaves and then you
Oh
cook it with
no!
omelette. Is
It's
it this
okay.
one?
It looks similar to that.
Oh, it's the other one
That-
now.
So the
See
one
that?
that you're referring to is cha So if you haven't heard of cha go
it's
check it out.
super nice
It's
to
really
eat.
good. It's actually
Yeah.
a garlic substitute.
Is that so?
Yeah.
What?
So
So this neighbor came up to me and she's like, "Hey, this big branch," and I was like, "Huh? Oh, okay, thanks."
What is it?
But it's actually really yummy.
Okay.
It's
The
really
leaves are
yummy.
very tender as well, and you
Yeah.
cook it in an egg and make it into an omelette.
Right.
Very nice. Yeah.
Hannah also wants to know, what can we grow in HDBs?
It depends on how much sun you have. Right?
Okay.
So all plants need sun because they get their energy from there. So it really depends on how much sun you have, and then you choose your plants from there. So the book does talk a bit about how to assess your site's sun level, and then you choose your plants from there.
Would you recommend those UV lights, those lamps?
Oh, yeah.
It is technical. Like if you're very geeky about engineering and lights and stuff like that, not everything that you buy off the shelf is suitable for plant growing. Okay, so you might have to experiment here and there. Doesn't mean like pink, purple light is what plants will thrive in, right? There is a broad spectrum, so you got to get the right kind of brands.
Can you give us some examples of these plants that we can grow in HDB, assuming that there is, a fair amount of sunlight or a decent amount?
Okay. So decent amount, try, let's see. Try, if you have decent amount of sunlight, wow, you've got so many things. Try longevity spinach, or we call it medicinal spinach. That one is really easy to grow. If you like, if you're challenged with sunlight, then try to grow more of the liang teh kind of plants. So there is this plant called Moses in a cradle. I love it. It's very nice. Like the flowers look like little cradles.
Okay.
Yeah, so check out.
We're going to jump back on air and maybe you can recap that answer. I love it because I think some people need an idea of like what to look out for because, 101, that's a lot of plants that we don't know about. So maybe like some names are so memorable, we can talk about those, okay? Hang on. 1FM 91.3 Good Times Greatest Hits, rocking it out with Bon Jovi and In These Arms this morning. Probably how your baby is this morning, Alexius Yeo, father of number 2. Baby number 2 is a girl, Olivia. What a beautiful name. Thanks so much for joining us here. On the Brightside, you're in to talk about edible plants. You just published a book called 101 Edible Plants in Singapore. We're getting questions online on Facebook where we're live now from Hannah who's asking, what kind of plants can we grow in our HDB?
So the simple answer to that is check out how much sunlight you have, right? So different people have different sun amounts in their house. So if you have a lot of sun or relatively good sun, you can try things like longevity spinach, money thai. Try some herbs like Indian borage or mugwort. These are really easy
mugwort.
Mugwort. These are really good plants to have at home. And then if you're challenged with sun, then try this really interesting plant called Moses in a cradle. If you ask your grandparents, they will know this because they came from the kampong days, right? And they use it to make this like a cooling tea that's purple in color. It tastes a bit like berry kind of ish.
Wow.
Yeah, so check it out. It's really good.
Does it have another name? Moses in a cradle is. I mean, I love that name.
Do you want the scientific name?
No. But what's the Chinese name or the layman's term for it?
Oh, not too sure.
Moses 在 cradle.
Moses 在 cradle.
Moses 在 cradle 里面。
Purple tea.
We're getting all creative here.
But yeah, if you want to find out more, you got to check out his book, 101 Edible Plants. It's available in Kinokuniya or via his website, Carbon InQ spelled with an I and Q. And of course, thanks so much for bringing a book down to show us today. We're really learning so much about edible plants, urban farming, and foraging here in Singapore. Can you tell us about the work that you do with schools and corporate firms? How can people get in touch with you, Alexius?
Yeah, I think the best way to get in touch is probably through our website, carboninq.com. Or if not, then you can try to check us out on Facebook. We do have an open Facebook group that stemmed out from Project 33. The group is called Plants I Eat. So Plants I Eat. Just remember that simple thing. And and people can connect through there. And then I do enjoy teaching.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a geography teacher. Didn't turn out that way. I guess life has.
You were meant for this.
I was meant for.
And more.
What happens in your workshops? Tell us when you go to schools and firms.
Yeah, so I think people basically usually start from very fundamental levels, and then what I would recommend is try to learn something about soil science first, or you can learn about propagation techniques, or you can learn about pest control. Right, so these are the more common kind of topics that people choose. If not, then we also teach microgreens growing, which is very fascinating. It's not so much fascinating, but it's more encouraging because like they grow really fast, and then you can eat it you can enjoy it.
Okay.
And feel fancy.
And feel fancy.
I
And
grew
like
my own
those
food.
think that
Michelin
you're
star
a
places use
real
it.
urban farmer, but you have to see success along the way. So these are the topics that are really interesting.
Very nice. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Alexius. It's been such a pleasure and honor reconnecting with you and learning more about the plants that grow here in Singapore. You said you have a database of 400 edible
400
plants.
over plants.
In
Isn't that
Singapore,
amazing?
yeah. I really got to keep my eyes peeled now when I walk around.
We're going to be fine in a zombie apocalypse. We're going to be fine.
So you can look up Alexius via his website.
CarbonInQ.com.
Okay, and Facebook as well.
And Facebook, Plants I Eat. We can
Instagram?
connect from there. Instagram, you can Google my name.
Okay.
Alexius Yeo.
Alexius.
AlexiusYeo.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alexius. We wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
And good luck with your reprint of your book. Hopefully there's version 2, 3, and 4 coming out as well, all right?
Good time.